President Obama is working hard to sell Congress on his economic stimulus plan, but some Republicans are objecting already, saying the plan spends too much money. John Jessup has that story from Washington.
Forecasters predict 2009 will be yet another bad year for job layoffs. In a new report, the National Association for Business Economics shows the worst conditions in the U.S. since 1982. That gives President Obama more ground to make the case that his economic stimulus plan is what the country needs to get out of recession. But first, he needs to convince skeptical lawmakers that his plan will work.
As it stands now, I would not support it.
Republican support appears weak. They want the stimulus geared more toward tax cuts and question whether all the proposed spending will really help in the short run.
Right now, given the concerns that we have over the size of this package and all of the spending in this package, we don't think it's going to work. And so if it's the plan that I see today, put me down in the no column.
The goal is to inject money into the economy with massive spending on public works, extending unemployment benefits in health care, and middle-class tax cuts. With an $825 billion price tag, President Obama wants bipartisan support for what would be the largest economic recovery package ever enacted.
He's indicated he's open to ideas from anywhere. No doubt the precise composition of the package will change as it works through Congress.
The House is the first up with a vote slated for this week. The Senate will take up its own version soon thereafter. The goal is to have a bill on the president's desk by the middle of February. John Jessup, CBN News, Washington.
The impeachment trial for Illinois Governor Rod Blagojevich begins today, but the governor is refusing to appear at his own trial. Instead, Blagojevich is making appearances on Good Morning America, Larry King Live, and The View. The 52-year-old governor is breaking his silence, saying he won't get a fair hearing anyway. Still, Illinois lawmakers will hear details of charges against Blagojevich. He's accused of trying to sell President Obama's vacant Senate seat. Now Blagojevich tells ABC News he was considering Oprah Winfrey for that seat. The slow economy is forcing many state lawmakers to bet that gambling can help their sagging budgets. At least 14 states are now considering allowing or expanding slot machines and casinos. Revenue from gaming can be tempting to state officials, especially when they're deciding whether to cut services and raise taxes. Some analysts say the number of measures being considered shows the gambling industry is targeting states with bad economies. The number of deaths now linked to the nationwide Salmonella outbreak is at least 7. The CDC says the source of the Salmonella may be contaminated peanut butter found in many food products. More than 125 of those products have been recalled. The government says close to 500 people in 43 states may have become sick. Some top medical experts now say it's okay for people with colds to exercise. In fact, as Lori Johnson tells us, it may be just what the doctor ordered.
Just when you thought having a cold was an excuse to skip your workout, doctors are telling us the opposite is true. New research says when you exercise with a cold, you perform just as well and you might even feel better. In the study, patients were tested on a treadmill before they got sick, then again at the peak of their colds. There was no difference either in lung function or how hard they could push themselves. Patients also reported symptom relief.
Exercise causes your adrenaline levels to go up. Adrenaline is a chemical relative to all the drugs that are used to treat cold symptoms. So when you exercise, you get a free shot of a natural drug.
In addition to the natural high you get from exercise, it also opens your sinuses and relieves congestion. Now that doctors have given the green light to exercising with a cold, the downside is if you work out at a gym, you run the risk of infecting everyone else. So be extra vigilant against germs. Just think how many people touch the same surfaces.
In the gym, use those sanitary wipes. Wipe off your equipment after you've used it. Do appropriate hand washing. Those are the things that can avoid spreading germs and catching.
So play it safe, but go ahead and sweat out that cold. Afterward, you'll likely be glad you did. Lori Johnson, CBN News.
3 Christians jailed in Eritrea are dead. Compass Direct News reports 2 of the men died in a special military prison built to punish Christians. The men had been in prison since October. More than 2,900 evangelicals are in jail for their faith in this African nation. The government outlawed most Protestant churches in 2002, forcing thousands of believers underground. In the Democratic Republic of Congo, Ugandan rebels reportedly burned down a church while people were praying inside. There is no word on how many may have died in the attack that took place in the eastern town of Tora. A Ugandan army spokesman tells the Associated Press that the Lord's Resistance Army is responsible. The LRA, led by this man, Joseph Kony, has fought the Ugandan government for 20 years. It also carries out attacks in neighboring countries. The group is accused of killing more than 600 people and kidnapping more than 160 children in Congo since Christmas. You can always get the latest from CBN News by going to our website at cbn.com.